Yeah, get comfortable. Yep. Good. You were saying?
Yeah. I think it was we had these like little my sister had this like little camera that you could like do edits on and that you could like put it into
Like a digital camera kind of
yeah,
thing?
like she had a digital camera like a little like kid one
Mm-hmm.
that you could like connect to the computer in our like Windows XP
Yeah.
that I used until like 2014. No, actually I think I used it all through high school, so like 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
But
What you were just like shooting random photos or?
yeah, and like I watched my sister like edit the stuff, and then I got to convince her to let me play with it sometimes. And then my mom was the like main photographer for our homeschool yearbook
Oh, cool.
for like the majority of the time. And so I got to play with like photo editing programs.
Oh, nice.
And then at some point my parents had gotten a like video editor to edit my siblings all of her Nutcracker videos together.
Oh, yeah.
When she quit. They never did that for me though.
Hmm.
I don't know.
What are you gonna do?
It was probably a lot of work. I don't think any of my family members are up to it.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not. But
Well, all right. We've
I
been
played
live.
around.
I like
Yeah.
doing this sometimes where I just kind of like pop on live without telling you. So we're
I
just,
figured.
they kind of catch us just bullshitting.
I figured at some point.
But hello. Welcome to Tiny Talk number 22. Try not to be too loud here.
Yeah.
I am here with our first visual artist.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that's been coming here doing sort of puffin paints. And also sometimes you'll see her doing art while you're having your show out here. Because he uses this kind of space to be inspired for things. Yeah, I kind of wanted to get into interviewing all artists, right? Not just musicians. And you're actually not a musician either, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, help me in welcoming the Raven Noir. Is it Noir?
Mm-hmm.
Noir?
Yep.
Right? Am I saying it right? Noir?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. So yeah, we were talking earlier how and I did notice about you that you're actually your kind of beginnings in art is kind of with writing and music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how did that start out? Or like I always love to ask too. Did the music come first or the words?
I think it was the words because it was kind of like words and melody. I guess that's kind of like the first thing I remember because my dad was a musical engineer, and so we would like,
Oh yeah.
we would like go to his office. He worked for a jingle company,
Mm-hmm.
so like
He made jingles.
Mhm.
How cool.
and like mostly for radio, and like
Are there any famous ones that we might know?
probably.
Yeah.
I'd have to.
We got look it up.
Yeah,
later.
I'd have to like look into the archives.
Mhm.
I'm sure there's some CDs or floppy disks
That's so
laying
cool,
around
though.
somewhere.
Yeah. So he was a sound engineer. So you were kind of
Mhm.
always around music.
Yeah. He played guitar, and my siblings and I, we all had like our art thing.
Mm-hmm.
My older brother did piano, and then my sister and I did ballet.
Oh.
So I did that for 11 years. And then the same summer that I quit, or I was later told to say retired. And I was like, I retired from ballet
Right.
at 15. And then that summer, and then immediately in the fall, I started my first art class. Because in the summer, I had volunteered for a kids' art program
Mm-hmm.
or music theater show
Yep.
at my church that I'd done growing up, where you learn a musical in a week, and then on Sunday you perform it for the family.
That's a cool challenge. All right.
parents. Yeah, and I did it from like first grade to I think the max was sixth grade.
Oh wow. Okay.
Fifth grade maybe.
So you're a seasoned thespian.
Kind of, yeah. I think I always was like had so much anxiety, but like wanted to do it so badly.
Oh, how interesting.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
And then, train of thought.
Yeah. So you were doing these plays for your church.
Yeah, and then I volunteered
Mhm.
when I was older, and I was tasked with painting the Great Barrier Reef on
Oh,
foam
cool.
for their like underwater ocean theme.
Uh-huh.
And then that was when I was like, oh, painting is fun. And then I like asked my mom to take me to Michael's sometime that week, and I remember like the night before I had like a tremendous like anxiety attack. I had like
Oh, yeah?
I had very bad I came out of the womb anxious.
Listen, I can relate. This is why I always give this disclaimer for these talks that sometimes you'll hear me stutter,
Yeah.
especially when I'm nervous, and I'm usually like that. So, yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I get it.
I am of the ADHD and the anxious
Hmm.
and the depressed in recovery.
Good.
And where was I?
So,
train of
yeah, it's okay. We're doing plays,
Yeah.
describing your family as very musical.
Yeah. And I was like so anxious the night before because I was like, what if this is like a waste of money, and like am I gonna like actually use this, and like I was like, part of me like was trying to talk myself out of it, and then I had to decide at some point when I was like 15 that I like couldn't trust my mind at night, and I like was like, no thinking.
So, when you say you couldn't trust your mind, do you mean like you like those bad thoughts? You're like, I can't trust those, or
Yeah,
the other way around?
I would just like spiral,
Uh huh.
and then just
So
like
then you knew that when you had those thoughts to not trust that, or was it the kind of the other way around, where like,
it was just eventually it just made me so anxious that I was like, I want this to stop.
mm-hmm.
And I like remember being like really scared that like demons were there in the night because I was raised very Baptist,
Okay.
and the like kind of knowledge that there was an enemy out there to get me, out to get me from before my birth.
Yeah.
And, like
Thanks,
that-
religion.
to like watch out for it
Right.
and like be on guard at all times. I think that like that definitely didn't help.
Mm-hmm.
So like no
So
matter
it
how
kind of came out of a point of exhaustion.
yeah, it was
Wow.
definitely like fully like very anxious, and like the ADHD makes it loop on repeat, the hyperactivity.
Yeah.
And I like would like see shadows, and I was like would be convinced I was a person.
Yeah.
No matter how hot it was, I had to have the blanket on for protection. And I think I don't know. I think it's probably come up subliminally,
Mhm.
but for a long time I refused or like didn't intentionally make personal art.
Right. But then you were tasked to make this Great Barrier Reef thing, and
And then
I guess you pulled it off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that started the inspiration.
Was
I
that the
think-
spark?
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, because I always ask this for every artist too. Is that what was the kind of big bang for you?
Yeah.
Like for the superpower that
Yeah.
I say you have, right?
It was that moment of like, oh, painting is fun.
And I can do this. Yeah.
I should do this at home. And then I did go through with it. I got cheap little panel boards. I got like craft acrylic paint, which I still buy and use today because it works.
Yep.
It doesn't matter the cost of the supplies, it's the technique and like what you mix into it and how
Right.
you use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's all about technique. You don't need expensive materials.
So you described your family as being pretty musical. Were you the only visual artist that kind of came out this way?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Both of my siblings went into English,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like very into creative writing, so that was like my first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, was I wanted to be an author.
Okay.
Being like a musician and like an actor was like the most secret desire of mine.
Yeah.
I don't know why, like something about it felt very vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it was because it was funny because I would always like laugh at myself because I was like, the things that I write about, I don't even experience, or I like later something along the lines happens and I'm like, oh, now I've experienced that.
Right.
And then now I look back and I was like, I was listening to Linkin Park at like 8,
Yeah.
9.
Nice.
Yeah. So the music was very prevalent in the house. I would have to go to my brother's piano practices, all of his practices, because we were homeschooled. We could take our school anywhere.
Oh, okay.
So that was like, that's where I learned to read.
Yeah, all right.
Was all of us were taught how to read very early. Mother
Mhm.
had very high expectations. Just
Interesting.
very good teacher.
So you were
So,
homeschooled?
yep,
Oh,
homeschooled.
cool. Okay.
I was homeschooled K through 12. Sister went to performing arts school, high school.
Here around DFW? I never asked.
Yeah, I've been born and raised same area, same house. Been around Dallas my whole life.
Okay, cool. D-Town. All right.
Mhm.
So this visual art kind of started emerging. Well, before that, though, was music.
Yeah.
And you play a few instruments, right?
I don't play any yet.
Oh,
That's the sad thing.
I thought you mentioned that earlier.
I want to.
Yeah.
I have both a guitar and a keyboard. We had a piano in our house the entire life because, but brother has it now.
Hmm.
And I could have learned, and I like.
He can show you, right?
I did some practice as a kid. Like when musician was actually free.
Hmm.
I did a couple piano things. I did
Yeah.
a couple like follow along YouTubes.
Well,
but
listen,
I
can
never
tell
stuck
you
with it.
with the guitar, at least from experienced, the University of YouTube is great,
Yeah.
especially
And-
now.
Yeah, I need to delve into that because
Yeah.
musician just screwed me over.
So making this Great Barrier Reef, it's kind of interesting that the Great Barrier Reef was the spark of this thing. Just thinking about how important the Great Barrier Reef
yeah.
is
And
to the world.
especially- yeah, because it's so colorful
Uh-huh.
and I think and like tonal. So I think that's kind of represents a lot of my work, and that you'll see that a lot.
So this probably wasn't your first time doing paintings like this, right? Or was it?
No, it was actually I don't know how much I painted. So like we had a like video follow along art program at some point
Mhm.
in school, like with KinCad, art with KinCad or something.
Okay.
And I kind of like remember like distinctly the like drawing a circle, drawing these are different shapes.
Oh, nice.
And it's probably something about color. And then at some point, one project in school was to come up with an invention. And both of my siblings had done it before me.
Okay.
And I came up with the art box, which
The
was
art
this
box.
piece of like cabinetry that could hold all of your supplies. And then on top of it is where you could do your work
Oh, cool.
or whatnot. And then I ended up getting it for Christmas. That was like the final like Christmas surprise.
Nice.
And I had like walked outside at some point and like seen my father working on it in the garage, and had probably said something about like, "Oh man, that looks like something that would be great for that story in art supplies."
Right.
I was so oblivious. I didn't even think about it. And then that ended up being it. And at some point, when I was downstairs, I would make crayon drawings. And then at one point, my favorite thing was to use black paper and a white crayon to draw
Cool.
elephants.
Nice.
And I
Do you still have these, by chance?
Oh, I don't know.
We got to
I-
recreate this line.
I should do
That sounds
Oh,
cool.
man,
Just
I should do it again. Yeah.
Just hearing it.
And I would charge my family 25 cents.
There you go.
And then I would use that to get my ice cream.
Nice. So you're an entrepreneur too.
Yeah, I guess I
Maybe.
guess that was always there from the start.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask when you were painting this Great Barrier Reef thing, did you feel any kind of a special thing like when you were doing this, like, oh wow, like this feeling that I'm having right now, I want to have more and more, and for some reason this is what's making it happen? Not like music wasn't doing that maybe, but like painting is doing that for me, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like you were saying, it's probably colors,
Mm-hmm.
right?
The colors, and then I did like a Nemo in there somewhere. But it was actually really funny because like the part that I thought was like irrelevant was that like the first like day or so that I'd started it, I was being continually like harassed by the younger brother of my sworn arch nemesis
Okay.
from childhood.
Uh-huh.
And this is at church.
Okay.
And he was just, being a like second grade boy, chatting it up, being annoying. And I'm like, dude, shut up. And when I was like, you're being really loquacious. Very big vocabulary. At some point, he said something about periods, and it was like a nasty comment. And I was like, I'm gonna tell your mama, and she's gonna whip you. Very stern, very respectable woman. And it was like, she's gonna, and I think I definitely had to tell her.
Interesting.
And then I was left in peace. But at first, I was working through a distraction and frustration. And then...
okay. So it was a sort of release.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And I think it was like... probably like the same way that writing was. Where everything that was coming out from my subconscious... that like... I didn't like realize until later, or that it just was a way to help me cope, because I also like did a lot of maladaptive daydreaming throughout my whole life. So
what is that?
It's basically like, how like you just like daydream and you fantasize about things and like have wishes. It's like you can create a world and have characters and replay scenes over and over again and have different storylines and get attached to characters, and you spend a lot of time thinking about it, like more than normal.
Okay.
And like while having like almost like movie like visions like in my mind's eye. It's like if it's a really sad scene, I'll be crying.
Yeah.
Like, which is kind of bizarre if you think about it.
From the outside, it might look that way. Sure. Yeah.
Which is how I got very good at facial expressions, because I would like practice. And then when I started writing my books, when I was like, I think the first attempt was probably like 12.
You wrote books?
Mm-hmm.
At 12, okay.
Yep.
Fiction?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then the one that like really started all in the book that I like finished at like, I started at like 14. I had the ideas at like 13.
Wow.
It was like a TV show in my mind, because that was like the most of the media that I was consuming.
Right.
So in my mind, it's called like time-based media.
Okay.
And it's on camera. And sometimes, stills and running. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know.
I need to breathe.
Okay, sure. So after this mural, what was kind of like, so like for me, like I learned a certain riff on the guitar that kind of sparked where I was like, holy crap, I can sort of play the guitar, and now I'm going to try to learn more and more. So what did you do after this? Kind of like we're just kind of doing it at more kind of like on your own, kind of like as a hobby, or did you kind of like delve into the education of it and everything?
I started it at home. I got I had all the supplies. I started I think I did another fish for my like first one, and I just did a bunch of different ones. I did a random like heart where like I changed the color every stripe outwards or something.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking at your art right now. I was seeing if maybe it popped up.
And it took that one's old. That one will not see the light of day, probably.
Oh yeah.
But I definitely did a Dory. I think that was like the very first one that I did, based off of that mural.
Yeah.
And then, because I needed some sort of like art appreciation credit for school, especially because I was in high school now. So like, I didn't really get grades, like K through 8th grade, but...
Oh yeah, I guess I never thought about this. So how does that work? Like, it's kind of like a pass-fail kind of thing, or...
I think... I can't really remember how it was, like, fully decided, but it was, like, a curriculum. So you just, like, buy the kit, It's like
Okay, yeah.
it's like a schedule for like the entire semester, the entire year.
Mhm.
It's like for this week, number of weeks, it's going to be reading these books in English, doing this section of math, and then every day. And my mom would handwrite. The work she did, like, was incredible. She was stay at home and homeschooled all three of us
Wow.
because she taught my brother how to read really young. And I think when he had like started school, she was like, I don't want him to get like slowed down. So that's when she started homeschooling.
Mm-hmm.
And then all three of us were. And then my brother and I both went K through 12.
Nice.
So we graduated Hamilton High, top of our class,
Hey, all right.
valedictorian,
Nice.
and bottom of our class.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah. And then, so I needed a art appreciation thing, and I was interested, and she was like, do you want to do an art class? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And she found an art studio, and she's like, it's kind of far, but it's once a week, and we could do it. And I remember the first day, it was raining, and she was like, I had like printed out the maps. This was like before we had cell
GPS?
phones with GPS.
I remember MapQuest.
Yeah, Maps Go.
You want some terror? Try driving from New Jersey to Florida with just the MapQuest directions and praying to God that they're right, because sometimes they weren't. And then you're
Right.
like, unless you had a map, and yeah, I knew how to read a map back then. But like, if
Right.
you didn't have a map, you were screwed. You'd be asking strangers like, "Hey, where does this go?" Like,
Yeah. My mother just bought a physical one of the area.
yeah,
So
it's good to have
Yeah.
still. I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
other like richer homeschooled moms thought it was amusing.
Yeah.
That my mom would pull out a Maps Go and they would have their GPS.
Yeah, I remember the maps go
Rip.
out. Yeah. Where was the school?
The
The art school that you had to go to that was kind of far away, or that you wanted to go to?
Yeah, is Jay's Art Studio.
Is that like in Fort Worth? Like
North Dallas.
you were saying that it was kind of far away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
North Dallas. And I'm like on the opposite.
I got you.
I'm
Yep.
on the far east, and
Yep.
they're like far north.
Yeah.
So you have to
That's a
go
ways.
through the entire middle of Dallas.
Yeah, the worst part of
the
traffic
entire
ever. Yeah.
metropolitan area.
Yeah.
You have no choice. You're at the highways. You have a couple options.
Yeah.
Back roads, all terrible.
Was it a good school though? Like,
yeah,
was it worth all that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a teacher there now.
Oh, sweet, nice.
Yeah.
For how long?
Ooh, I started teaching in summer camps.
Mm-hmm.
I was like more of like a trial teacher at first, cause like
Nice, like a sort of internship almost.
yeah, but paid.
Nice. Hey.
But it was a little like medium place because I was already like 18. I was already older than like some of my like other coworkers who had like started as teen helpers
Okay.
when they were like 13, 14.
Yeah.
I felt very behind when I started at art because I started at 15, about to turn 16.
Hmm.
So it was like in between my freshman and my sophomore year of high school. And like I felt like so many people in my class had like started when they were 4.
Right.
And I felt like very behind. And I remember like feeling like a fake artist at one point.
Oh.
Because I like didn't have a sketchbook and I didn't work in it all the time.
Mm.
And I didn't like draw every day. Which I remember at some point, I think it was like late last year, I was talking to one of my coworkers at the studio, who hadn't taken classes there. And she's like, well, that makes
it is windy.
sense because you're a painter. So you'd be working on paintings instead of in a sketchbook. Which...
Sorry, there's a hurricane happening. 1 second.
Midland, Texas, and its weather.
All right. My bad. Continue.
Let's see if I can remember what I was saying.
We're we're going to the art school, and you kind of felt
Yeah.
behind because you felt like everybody kind of started early,
Yeah,
and you kind of
yeah.
started a little bit like 15ish.
Yeah, the
Yep.
first thing I did was a little cat painting
Mm-hmm.
of like just like the top part of a cat's face, like peeking over like a tail or something.
Cool.
And I like changed all of the colors, and it was an acrylic. And then I think the next thing I wanted to do was it was either the watercolor, which I like, did like a lady with pink hair. It was either that one or the colored pencil.
Mm-hmm.
I was a obsessed with drawing eyes person. Like I have my old. I need to go through my old homeschooling stuff at some point. I probably have like my grammar books
Mm-hmm.
that were like full of eye
I
drawings.
was the same exact way growing up. I had eyes everywhere. I would draw crazy things inside the
Yeah.
eyes. Yeah.
I definitely did humanize the most, and or these like dragon eyes.
Cool.
And I think that's kind of what eventually led to my signature, my symbol, which I typically prefer putting on my paintings now instead of like signing
Your
it.
current logo?
Yeah. Let me see if I can
pop it up here on
find
the
an
Instagram.
example. Cuz let me see which one it is. Cuz if you look at the different watermarks, you'll see the different arrows of my
We're going to bring it
paintings.
up here in 1 sec.
I just wonder if cuz that's my logo, and then I have
So is that what you're talking about?
Signature.
That you're the logo on Instagram right now?
um
It's the raven in the background with your silhouette.
that's my business logo.
Ah, okay.
Oh, where is my signature? I don't know if it was in one of the things I sent you.
Actually, yeah. Let's pull up. I'm looking at Raven's Instagram right now.
Oh yeah, I just posted today. That one's actually a really
Is it with
special
the
one.
somebody's like the back of their
Yeah.
head with yeah?
Yeah, the
It's on the screen right
painting
now
on collage.
for the people at home. Very cool. Oh wow, so detailed. So that's all painting, or
So that is oil on collage.
okay, yeah. Because I was
So-
gonna ask, like, what's your preferred? I guess medium. Is that the right term?
Yeah, yeah. Medium. Some people say media.
Yep.
At one point in high school, I did a research essay on the different art media. And it's pretty interchangeable.
Oh, yep.
Sometimes media can be more like camera based, fine arts,
Oh yeah,
performance.
I guess I meant like, do you prefer like watercolor
Yeah.
versus sketching
Yeah,
or
yeah.
this and that? You know what I mean? Yeah.
I would say my first love will always be oil paint,
Yeah.
because that I would say would be the like second big bang for
Okay.
me. The second one that was like cemented my like, this is nice.
What was that
'Cause
one?
Oil paint is so smooth and buttery, and you can like really blend and like take your time with it, which I guess that's something that always like kind of frustrated me about acrylic, because on one hand it dries fast, so you can't really blend, and that's like gradients is something that I really enjoyed, and you'll see that throughout all of my
Yeah.
almost all of my work as of recent, which
So, was there a certain painting that you did in oil painting that was that second bang?
yeah, it was if you dig down there somewhere, it's the
On your Instagram?
yeah,
Okay.
there's a lady holding like the sun in her hand. She's like holding her skirt out, and it looks like the sun is peeking through her skirt.
Was it
Very
kind of a long
dramatic.
time ago?
It was a very long time ago.
All right, cool. Let me scroll down fast then.
It'd be like 2017, I think. 2017, 2018.
Let's scroll together, people. You said it was describe it again?
It's a silhouette, so like a black silhouette of a lady holding the sun, like in her outstretched hand. And there's a lot of tall grass. Ooh, there might even be. I love making things complicated.
Oh, I see that dragon eye too. That's pretty cool. Or reptilian, anyway.
Yeah, yeah. That was one of the first.
So you're saying how you like painting with oil. Is it oil painting? I feel like I'm saying the wrong terms.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Oil painting.
Because it's very smooth and you're able to blend.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really interesting too. How like how with different paintings, I don't think. I mean, I'm not an artist like this, but probably you want to think about like how fast they dry, so that kind of limits to what you can do.
And some people really love that.
Oh, here it is. I think.
On one hand,
oh yeah, beautiful. That's so cool.
on one
Wow.
hand, it does dry fast, but then like when I need it to dry quicker, so that because it's very thin, it's very translucent. I think even no matter like the quality of it, really, that's just like the nature of acrylic. Oil is naturally very pigmented, very thick, but you can, depending on what you mix in with it, whether you use like linseed oil or like you can mix different chemicals and different things together to like make things dry slower, faster, matte, glossy, to have like texture or not. There's a lot of like different mediums that you can mix in with them.
Cool.
So that's another way that mediums is used, is the mediums that you mix into things, which I didn't start using those with acrylic until like a couple of years ago. So like I was like an acrylic hater for like a very long time.
How come?
Because
too soft or something?
It too thin, too streaky.
Yeah, okay.
It didn't do what I couldn't blend with it, because that was like something I really loved about oil, was that being able to do like the gradients. And I think that's part of what made it like soothing to my brain and probably like calmed my ADHD and my mind, was that I like had time to like sit and work with something. And what's great about oil is you can like technically like erase with it. So like
cool.
you can just like take like,
it's forgiving almost.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I'm thinking about these mediums as like personalities.
Yeah,
like people like acrylic is a certain kind of person that you only have a certain amount of time with them.
Yeah,
but with oil you have, it's a little bit different, like.
the thing is layers.
Yep.
Is you can do I forget which, there's like thick over lean, whereas like more oil versus less. They're supposed to be in order, but because sometimes like if one layer dries faster underneath, it can crack the top. But oh man,
that's so cool things, because like you have to really kind of consider the chemistry of the medium.
Yeah,
and that's something I never thought about. It's just like, does it look nice?
Yeah, it is a not as much as it used to be, obviously. As it is what killed Bob Ross. It is I like to say that my first college supplies came with cancer warnings.
Oh yeah.
Yep. But like,
and that's what
most things
you think that's what killed Bob Ross? I mean, I never knew that. How he died,
like
actually.
flinging paint thinner around in like a not as well ventilated space. I think.
Yeah. Cool.
So
I didn't
like,
know that either.
that.
Wow, yeah.
And then that's
fun
what.
fact. Well, not very fun actually, but no, just a fact.
Leonardo da Vinci fire was because oils are like really flammable.
Yep.
And whatnot, but yeah, because you can like make the paint really thin, so you can do like, it's called like washes. So you can do like a wash of color, which is how like the great masters like. Sorry. Can you hear it?
Just like, there you go.
Higher.
There you go. Boom. Yeah. Perfect.
Can anyone hear me?
Yep. You're good.
Oh man.
Is it drooping?
I feel.
No, I just have to tighten the screw.
It's a little sad. Oh no. You know what? I didn't need my phone anyways. Do I have these on? Nope, I have them on, right? I just have a lot of piercings. There we go. Very cool. Yeah, maybe maybe the two different headphones. The two headphones does make a difference. I was trying to avoid the new piercing.
How new is it?
Last Friday the 13th.
Hey, all right.
Yep.
One of those deals, right?
Yep.
I have to get a tattoo like that soon.
It's like the prices now. You won't find anything lower than 60. Like
Yeah.
it used to be like what 13. It was supposed to be $13 tattoos.
That's what I thought the whole
And then, like-
the
and then,
13
like,
tattoo thing was.
It was supposed to be the entire point.
Yeah.
Which, like, I guess, like, having tattoos at, like, shop minimum is
Yeah.
fair.
And then these shops would do it like, but only of their logo was $13. Like, but then anything else it was cheaper, but it wasn't $13.
Yeah. I think I saw some that might
Yeah.
be, like, as low as 45, but they're, like,
Yeah.
but very cute, nonetheless.
But we digress.
We digress.
Yeah, I'm looking at this painting. So this was your first oil painting. That kind of was your second Big Bang, and it's freaking beautiful. Is that hanging somewhere, or did somebody buy it or buy it for a lot of money? I hope.
That one and its sequel, which is, like, sort of like the bonfire one, which is there somewhere.
Let's look that up.
It's somewhere higher up. I think I did it like a year later, maybe. That one's
There's a
not
blue line.
quite as good. I like some of the like the proportions are different, mostly because it was more defined. So like you're supposed to see like legs through the translucity of the skirt,
Oh.
which I think was what was hard.
Ooh, I think this is it right here.
Because like the original was just
There's like a sort of like fire behind
very
the
solid
silhouette
line.
kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
but like
Sick.
doing like the
Oh wow! So I hope both of these are like hanging somewhere.
they're at home.
They're beautiful.
They're at home. They're available.
Nice.
But
Yeah, so, like,
so
People
those
are seeing it
first.
on screen right now. So if you want to kind of describe it, I don't know if you kind of remember, but actually I can point. There you go.
Yep. Oh man, yeah. So this one was like taking on like some of like the lessons that I had learned about oil.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first one, after that semester, I started oil painting at home using like the same thin panel boards.
Yep.
That's what that like reptilian like dragon eye was.
Yeah.
I had a couple of like really bad ones. I had like tried to do like a Narnia inspired one. And then I did later do Narnia like colored pencil
Oh, cool.
multimedia like the yeah, man, I'm realizing more things about my own art.
Oh yeah.
This is what happens. Yeah.
Good.
Is the like I do a lot of like the behind back of the head silhouette kind of like no eyes. And then that's something that I also realized like towards the end of
and
college.
you even have one where there was somebody blindfolded. Interesting.
Yeah, it's something that I realized is a really common occurrence. Like very early on, I've always been like obsessed with eyes.
No.
That's like I guess
But
been
interesting
the
how you
thing.
have a lot that don't show the eyes. That's
Yeah.
weird. Yeah.
Which and then in college, I did 2 years of community college, and then I did 3 years of university. So
Which one?
I went to Sam Houston State University
Cool.
in Huntsville, Texas.
Nice.
Nothing wrong with the university. The city is cursed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's probably not like a real conspiracy theory, but it's like among friends that like, the city ruins lives.
Oh yeah. There's like some kind of lore, like
Yeah.
everyone that lives there has like shit
Just-
life or something.
Something like it. And then just like once you leave, your life improves.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's such a sad.
Yeah. Maybe it's the curse of the 7 prisons.
The who?
The 7 prisons.
There's 7 prisons there.
Mm-hmm.
Like okay, so yeah,
In
what's that
city of
about?
Huntsville. I don't know.
You know,
Probably some history,
we gotta look that up. Yeah. Now I'm interested.
which I did like a transfer camp,
Mhm.
which I definitely could have done without. The only good thing about that weekend was at the very like last 10 minutes, I met someone who would be in my first class, who would later be my roommate
Oh yeah.
for the last 2 years and very close friend.
Yes.
So that was the only good thing about that.
Mm.
But the basics of 2D art, basics of 3D, 8 a.m. to, it was like 8 to 10:50. And then you'd walk to the lunch hall, which would open at 11.
Mm.
And then from noon to 2:50, it would be 3D. And then as like the semester progressed, it would be, you would like maybe go like back to your dorm for a bit, but then you'd come back to the studio to work some more.
Nice.
and then it was
Like an athlete.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was intense labor.
Yeah.
I put in like I did like the calculations because it's 3 hours per class.
Mm-hmm.
You have if you have multiple studio classes, which I had an art history class, and then I think oh yeah, because it was Monday, Wednesday was 2D and 3D,
Mm-hmm.
and then Friday was the 3-hour lecture that started at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something about art classes that are super long at university because I went my sophomore. Actually, I missed 9/11 because of my graphic design class. It was from 8 till like 11, and in that period, like I walked
Yeah.
into class, it was just that the first reports were a small plane hit. There's a fire, but it was not like panic. You know,
Yeah.
I literally walked into class. 9/11 is not a thing. It was a beautiful day. Yeah, some shit's happening over there. I walked out of the class and it's 9/11. It's chaos and yeah. But yeah, it's because my graphic design class was
Yeah.
like 4 hours long.
Crazy. Yeah. I was 11 months old.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Like, definitely, like, art classes, like, studio classes, like, especially night ones, like, have a reputation of being, like 4 to 6 hours.
Oopa.
Which is when you would do it, like, once a week
Right.
instead of, like, having it
Like
cut
every
in-
other day
cut
or
in.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the lecture was like very tied into like the basics. So we would like had lectures on like color, on like sexuality and art, feminism. We watched some like clips of Wes Anderson. We learned about the basics of performance art,
Hmm.
like Marina Abramovich, who's like the mother of performance art.
Okay.
She's done some wild stuff, and we watched the entire documentary on her, and like very incredible.
Nice.
That's great. Some of the good stuff. Man, it was a stressful time. So like when I did like the calculations of like, because then I would, after my art history class, I would then like go into the studio and do work.
Hmm.
Like we had like homework day one,
Right.
and it was like have 30 different thumbnails. Like it has to be 1 inch by 1 inch, or like 2 by 2 something. It has to be this many squares.
Yeah.
Of different options for all of these different prompts that you have to do
Right.
for like the basics of like contrast, shape, implied line, tone. There's probably like contrast, like different like elements
Mhm.
of art. And we had to do it all with like paper collage, and it had to be achromatic, so just completely black and white.
Oh wow.
And it was very humbling at first, and then I think I caught on to what some of my peers did not at first. Was one of the things that I did for like contrast was I drew like one of the like the classic shaded balls when you're practicing like skin tone or like
Oh yeah. Yeah.
shading like light, like
Yeah.
pinpoints and like getting into shadow. And then she said it was too literal and needed to be like more paper. And it was like, because I was never good
Too
at-
literal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it wasn't, I think like it was also meant to be like more abstracted.
Okay.
So I was like, a little pissy, a little huffy, because I was like not good with like taking rejection or something at the time.
Yeah.
I had not been through as a child.
I was gonna say probably that's a product of
Oh, yeah.
being homeschooled. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, hey.
I mean, it's it's not in a bad thing. It's just that if you're not around it, like we're like in say public school, like where I grew up,
Yeah.
you're criticized left and right by everybody all around you. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
so you kind of, I guess.
Which I was in a very religious homeschooling program
Yeah.
where like the reason it like blew up in the end was because one person or a few were like, shorts need to be this specific length for everyone, and then
Oh.
like some of the moms were like, I don't even own shorts that long. Like ridiculous things.
Yeah.
And then ballet, like all the time. We went to Boy Scouts, so we were very socialized.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was, and then when I started going to art class was when I was like interacting more with like public school students and like my first interaction with a transgender person. And that really was just very natural.
Yeah.
And that was like just a great place.
Nice.
It's the second home. Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm very happy.
So this person said that you had a too literal ball.
Yeah. It was I guess too well done.
Too well done.
Didn't match the prompt, not abstract enough.
Yeah. So abstract would mean, I guess, just like not so detailed kind of thing, like not so perfect, quote unquote.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like when you go from like realism,
Mm-hmm.
hyperrealism, and then when you start to get abstracted is like when you get into like the Monet, Cezanne, the like Van Gogh's, the like implied of things and like texture and color. And then when it's fully abstract is when there's no recognizable imagery or images whatsoever.
Okay.
Like, but like you want to like find things in it. Like your brain wants to like pick things out. Of,
Like a magic eye kind of thing.
Of like cloud gazing.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that looks like a
or whatever.
clown.
Yeah.
So.
Is that like a Jackson Pollock kind of thing, or not really?
Yeah, Jackson Pollock.
Trying to sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Jackson Pollock is like fully abstract, pretty
Yeah.
much. And then like Picasso would be abstracted, which Cubism, invented by him and George Braque.
Do you have a sort of favorite, like, I don't know, what do you call these artists? Like for me, they would be like kind of like pioneers in a sense, maybe, or like just like,
oh yeah,
what's going on out there? Hold on a second.
I guess it's just the winds. The wind is
Sound like
strong.
something just fell over, right?
The wind is strong in Texas.
Yeah, right now it's kind of crazy out there.
Yeah,
Good
the
thing
art-
we're in here right now. Oof.
Right, because of like where the art building at school was built, like on the very outskirts, like down at the bottom, like in the middle of like a very vertical hill, and then some like rolling ones. Is very not as hilly as like I think TCU or something.
Yeah.
Said I complained about it at one point. My brother was like, "At least you didn't go to this school. That one would be really hilly."
Right.
And then it's just a wind tunnel. Like when you get to the main doors.
Yeah.
And like when you're holding, and it was always very frustrating when you're holding like a thin like drawing board that has like something like clipped or strapped to it, or you have your portfolio that's like on your arm or really big,
Yeah.
or you're like trying to hold a painting and
Yeah.
like, it's getting blown everywhere.
I used to watch
It's terrible.
people because my school was considered like a commuter school, so like there were some dorms, but mainly we drove there. And then when you drove there, you had to like park, and usually like a good half-mile walk to your building.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would see people like that they struggling, like like these huge like boards and stuff.
Yep. That was
Yeah.
community college. That was all of school, especially because my
And that was 3 years, right, of college? Yep.
my first year I had the dorm experience.
Mhm.
I was with significantly younger people,
Yeah.
younger girls, who had more drinking experience than me because they were public school,
Ah,
which was just the funny thing about it.
which is the nice part of
yeah.
probably being homeschooled, that you're not exposed to that.
That's why I'm a stoner. But side note for later about how hemp helped with creativity.
Yeah.
Because that's the story for later.
Sure.
But I know what I was saying.
Your first year, you were in dorms with significantly younger
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
And on one hand, like, you know, it was an interesting time. They were more conservative, and I like held my tongue on a lot, but it was obviously a grown experience. I like had very like strong sensory issues with sound.
Oh,
and
yeah?
especially when sleeping. So I had to like learn how to sleep with light and sound and not in like the absolute pitch black.
Yeah.
And now I open my windows in the morning.
That's
which is
interesting. Yeah,
something.
I was the opposite because I'm from Jersey, New York,
Mm-hmm.
and like when I moved to Texas, it was too quiet. So like I had to have that like the door
Right.
open, or like just
Mhm.
had the TV on or something. You know, yeah.
Yeah, at one point it was like for like a solid year I like felt compelled, like I had some like temporary case of tinnitus or something caused by like a malfunctioning electric toothbrush that would like start on its own.
Oh shit.
And then before we threw it out, I could like hear it from my bedroom. So at one point I put it out in the garage and like went back to my room and I like felt that I could still hear it even though I knew it
It's like
couldn't.
almost feeling the vibration from your phone, but like it's not happening.
Yeah,
It's
or like when or like something from your watch.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think that's when it started. And then I felt like I could hear someone using lawn equipment at like 3 o'clock in the morning. It just like, so for the longest time, lawn equipment filled me with instant rage.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it'd be, my mom would be like, that was an airplane.
Yeah.
And then I wore earplugs for like a solid year and I wasn't wearing them properly for a long time.
Yeah.
So it was very unpleasant. So I did not get a lot of sleep.
So that was your first year in the dorms.
Yeah, so my first year in the dorms kind of had to like break me
Yeah.
out of that.
Yeah.
And it was also like nice on one hand because at one point when they closed down the art building for the BFA review, which you have to do after you do a specific set of classes, which I think
What does BFA mean?
Bachelor of Fine Arts.
Okay.
So the BFA review is like going over your portfolio, seeing your skills, what you can do. You have to have, I think it was like 4 drawings, or like, and one had to be like showing like form, use of shading with cross hatching or whatnot. Some had to be like just with pencil. You had surface, which you could do paintings, charcoal, whatever, and then you had to do 3D. And like part of the grade was presentation. So if you got there early, you got to get a pedestal. And some people, you had to just like use stools that we sat on with no backs, which is terrible.
Yeah, I bet.
Just metal, no.
Nice.
Yeah, the graphic design students got it easy.
They really trained you, huh?
It was grueling. Ooh.
BFA review.
Yes. So like part of it was that like everything had to stay up and exactly how it was when you like put it up. If anything fell down, it was an automatic fail.
Oh wow!
It was,
Holy shit!
It's strict, and that if you didn't take
and
it,
if you failed, like you're done. Like you just wasted your time. Okay.
You get 2 tries. You can do it 2 semesters. You have to do it 2 semesters in a row, I think.
Yeah.
And then if you fail, you can only get a Bachelor of Arts, which is not, you don't get to do as many of like the specialized classes.
Okay.
And it's more of like I don't know exactly what it is. I think it's more of like the art and theory.
Okay.
Rather than like doing more of the studio classes.
Yeah.
But after that, some people just change majors.
Yeah.
It depends. But then graphic design had it harder because then the next semester they had to do a graphic design review.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. So
Wow.
I think it was my second spring. Was it my second spring? Or was it the next spring? No, I think it was my second semester because I think I was still in the dorm because my suite mates helped me.
Yeah.
Kind of set up. But it was helpful because when the grading of the of WASH, okay, that's what it's called. It was I think it's an acronym: Workshop, Art, History, Space, Surface, something else.
Yeah.
So it was like WASH. So that was like the whole like curriculum of like the space and the surface, 2D, 3D, and then the lecture. That was like the whole like package deal. You had to take those classes at the same time. And then I was not told that I needed a portfolio to get into the art school. So I applied to the college, got into the college, didn't know I had to apply to the College of Arts and Media separately until like my first like meeting with the counselor or like a guidance counselor at the end.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, you can just, people will submit things up until like day before classes.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, well, that's frightening. And then eventually I had the decision between, you had like the AM classes or the PM, which the night class people kind of got like screwed over because one of the main things that you had to do in the lecture, which everyone had lecture at the same time, so it was AM and PM at the same time, was that on like Thursdays, or wait, I'm gonna have it myself. You had to do the art card. Mm-hmm. So you had a card that you had to fill in. You had to go to 10 events throughout the semester. Any art events. It could be gallery. It could be music. It could be theater. Anything within College of Arts and Media. And this was like a massive stressor. This was like a really good chunk of our grade. And then I think I forgot it on like the last day of our exam.
Oh, shit.
And so like when I finished my exam, when I saw that my grade was like a C, I was like crying. And my very like more stoic professor was like, "Do you want to run to your dorm and get it?" And I was like, "Yes." Immediately.
Nice.
I sped walked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and then I managed to get, I think it was an A. I think my first ever B in college.
Yeah.
was 3D.
Otherwise, straight A's.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
which throughout my entire like adolescence, I didn't care about grades
Yeah.
because like on one hand, like they didn't matter. There wasn't a lot of consequence. Sometimes, mom could forget about a project if you gave it enough time, or like things like that. I can't say much more. Or I'll incriminate myself. Yeah. But I had a point for that.
Okay. Yeah.
It was going somewhere though.
So, did you? So, you were there for 3 years, but did you graduate in 3 years, or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like early, kind of. I don't know, because for me, it's 4 years
Yeah.
university. Like.
Yeah, typically it's 4 years.
Yeah.
So with my 2 years of community, I did 5.
Okay.
So I did 5 total. So I was on the later side. And then I think somehow, maybe it was credits or maybe it was when I started, there's like this federal program or something that not a lot of know about. I don't think it's advertised, where you get like $1,000 if you graduate with it in like a certain amount of time. I think like as an incentive to get a degree.
Yeah.
It was probably some initiative. Somehow I managed to get it. I don't know how.
Nice.
Because I did it within 5 years, which on one hand felt slow because it was like it was slower than my siblings. One of my siblings even graduated like a semester early, or something. But it ended up being like the best way for that, because studio classes are grueling, because you spend 6 hours a week in studio for that class, and then I won't, like in the beginning we were told that like professors will factor that you'll spend at least like 6 hours outside of the studio working on that a week, or something like that,
like a full-time job. Yeah.
and then it takes more time than that,
Yeah.
especially if it's something new that you've never done before, and then combined with your other classes, it ends up being like more than 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
Especially, I don't know where that motivation went. Don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
That was like everyone's classic like high school experience.
Yeah.
I had that in college, where it's like you wake up at 7 a.m. and then you go to school, and then you have extracurriculars.
No,
and then
it sounds like you had the life of like an athlete, because I play college soccer, and that was it. Like, you're up at like 6, you had practice from 7 to 8, and then you have class from 8 till this, and then you have practice again, and then then games and all that. Yeah.
And you have to squeeze in the like.
And then get
artistries.
good enough grades to like play and stuff like that. Yeah,
because I had scholarships that depended on.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's a lot of
on
pressure.
grade. Yeah.
Well, that prepared you, I guess, for.
Yeah. So I went from like
the teacher that you became, I guess.
Yeah, I went from absolutely not caring about grades, because there was like no like real consequence, to like once I was in college, I was like, oh, I could like take my professors off, or like if I don't turn something in on time, if I don't meet a deadline, there are actual consequences.
Right. Yeah.
That was like the first time I was like faced with those.
Yeah.
So then that like became like very strict, and I
Sure.
was like, I have to maintain it.
So, once you were done, were your ambitions always to kind of get into teaching art, or was it more to kind of make it and maybe sell it someday or something?
Funny
like
enough,
have your own galleries and stuff.
Yeah, funny enough, I didn't want to be a teacher necessarily. It was always something that like everyone is like, oh, you can always teach, like once you have a degree,
Right.
And you could even like go specifically with the path of focusing in teaching, which adds another year to your degree.
Yep.
But because I'd been like being a summer teacher since I was like 18.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that from 2019 to like, I was only in the summer, and then I became like, had classes on my own, and like 21 by then, 22. And then when I graduated in 24, I got my first fall class.
Mm-hmm.
And then to like supplement, have not had job hunting.
Yeah.
Not a lot of success.
Mm.
I've had done quite a lot of job hunting, and the past 2 years now since I graduated. So I did an after school program also, where going to Montessori schools, and I was also making money like organizing people's studios.
Nice.
And I was a artist assistant for a bit, and I occasionally work for Clara Johnson,
Cool.
who's art by Clara Johnson. She does like silk paintings on silk, really cool like neographic, inspired by a word, and like subliminal like drawing, like one line and then like really colorful.
Yeah.
So like very like mentor and like inspiring
Nice.
to me, which is really great. And then it was that then that I like really stepped into myself as a teacher, because I didn't expect to love it, because then like all of a sudden I was faced with like a class that I had to see like consistently, not just like for 5 days and then I don't see them again.
Right.
And then it's like I have to learn all of their names by like Tuesday.
What ages were you teaching at first?
I think, I don't know how young, I think I even started with 5. And
early.
yeah, as young as
Children,
5. Yeah. I didn't really, I don't know why. I didn't start working with teens until like a year or so ago in summers. And then right now I've got 3 classes, like one of kind of like each. I've got my littles, my middles, and my olders.
Littles, middles.
My littles, my middles,
Nice.
and my olders.
Nice.
Yeah. Littles are like 5 to 6.
Like, yeah.
Middles are like 7 to 9. And then my ceramic workshop, that's clay only, is kind of like a mixed bag of
We do
like
clay too. Nice.
8 to
My sister dabbles in that.
So that's like, if oil paint, and then I would say watercolor was another love of mine, and I use that a lot in especially multimedia.
Mm.
And that was especially something because watercolor is a little bit easier, doesn't require as much setup as oil.
Yeah.
And then I took an entire watercolor class in college. But because I did oil painting starting like only a couple months after I started painting, after I started with art, I was like very, I guess, like experienced in oil painting once I got to college. Got humbled very fast. My second semester, spring, was my first painting class. And man, I love that professor. She was great. She was only there that one semester, then I think she left. And I was like, because it was like, I guess it was clear that like I had done it a little bit more, because while everyone was like following like kind of like the rubric of like using just mineral spirits to thin the paints and work with, which does work, and that's typically what like the first 1 to 2 layers dominantly is the mineral spirits, paint thinner. There's another specific name for it. I can't remember right now, but well, it like thins it out and like makes it like really sheer, so that you can do like a full wash over it, so you can kind of like tint the canvas so that's not like that pure white, and then thicken that same color, and then use it to like on your brush to like kind of like do a loose sketch, and then you can like change how light and how dark it is to like start to put in your shadows, so that when you start to add color the next time, which if you add enough like oil to thicken it up, you can put it on top. I always preferred to do my first layer the do the sketch, and then I would start with color on the second layer.
Yeah.
But and then you can my mix was I do a mix of later learned of linseed oil and mixing the mineral spirits together, and then I also have there's other ones that speed it up, but I realized that I've missed so many trains of thought in the
No, it happens. That's all right because I tend to hop around things
Yeah.
because I ask questions in the middle. But we're kind of into your teaching now
yeah.
after college. But you obviously do your own stuff. So like
Yes.
now I'm just curious because I don't know how like I know how an artist would probably go about trying to advance their own careers, like try to get gigs or open mics or whatever, or an athlete try to find a team. So like for an artist like yourself, like is it how do you kind of or like what's the ambition? I guess is it like to eventually sell your art, or just to have your own gallery, or do you just do it just for the expression and you're not really too worried about like it as a sort of like a living?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I definitely want to be just an artist, just a visual artist in general. Where like visual like traditional media is like my primary one, but I'd love to like work with being behind or in front of the camera, time-based media, anything within like fine arts. Improv is considered
Oh yeah.
I would consider a performance art.
Cool.
I would say.
Nice.
Would love to do improv. I think I'm hilarious.
Yeah, you are.
I would love to do it. I think it
Yeah.
would just be really fun. I've done like an intro class and it was really nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you looking to do any of that kind of anytime soon, or is it just kind of in the back of your mind? Because now you're gonna make me go look for one and be like, "Hey, Raven, I found the."
You know what? Bring it here.
Yeah. All right. We'll do.
Bring
Shit.
it here.
Say less. Say less.
We'll have improv nights.
Yeah.
You can like sign up and then
Or improv night at the tiny stage,
yeah.
and just invite a bunch of people and we can do improv.
Yeah,
That'd be hilarious.
Put your name in a fishbowl
Yeah.
and then you get scene partners and then
Yeah.
the
Yell
crowd-
out a topic. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Absolutely.
We gotta try
You
that.
have to do a play about coffee shops.
Yeah.
But you have to do it in Shakespearean language.
All right.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just
So,
scrolling
like-
through your Instagram art here.
Yeah, I
showing people your stuff.
since I fell in love with teaching and like seeing like the grasp of like their minds when they start to get something, and then especially kind of like that aha moment of as a teacher at this young of an age and they see me regularly, I am an important figure in their life.
Yeah.
No, I am a role model and I have to, and they're gonna
And they'll remember you. Yeah.
and they're gonna ask questions and I'm gonna have to explain certain topics
Yeah.
while their parents aren't there, and it's like you don't know how the parent's gonna feel about something, or so you gotta be like very neutral.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is kids love to talk about religion. It's their favorite thing to do.
Interesting.
Yeah, all the time.
Well, it's a very curious thing when you're because you're trying to figure out because you have obvious questions
Yeah.
that are like,
And-
why do I have those questions?
Where is
Or I feel like guess. Well, that's just me. I'm talking from my own
Yeah,
perspective.
they're
I'm like, you're
definitely-
gaslighting me like crazy.
And then it's like the like typical conversations of you're just like parroting what your parents say definitely at first, and then like
yeah. And then you start
and
following
then you
your
can,
own.
and then you can whether you choose it still or
Yeah.
not, but them just like going back and forth, you just
Yeah.
someone's feelings are going to get hurt, you got to shut that down.
Yeah.
And then parents are going to get upset.
Yeah. So yeah,
Um,
it seems like that you really love teaching.
Yeah,
Um,
it's something that like no matter what I do, I think I'll always teach in some capacity, especially teach kids, because the primary goal that started I think my third or fourth year of school was I want to be a professor, specifically of painting.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, can you guess?
Yep.
Oil painting.
Uh-huh.
Which I could do like different drawing classes as well, in general. But then I did some ceramics at the art studio in late high school, early college, when I was still taking classes there when I was in community college, because I was getting my basics done there. I only did like one or two. I did my first drawing class there, and then my intro to like digital media. So it was entire class about Photoshop.
Yeah.
Which I was like, ooh, I'm going to be really good at this because of all of the random photo and collage edits I did as a kid.
Wow,
like
yeah.
downloading pictures from Google and like making like celebrity edits.
Oh yeah.
And I would do like the thing, I would like and zoom in really close and lasso like the hair and the like tinted colors. I was like
Oh, nice.
doing like really fun, really interesting stuff that I think I can still see
Yeah.
in my work today.
Nice.
And then,
Have
like,
you ever
kinda, like, that's where I
ever had your
started.
own gallery space to display your stuff or exhibit it?
Exhibit. So I had my solo show, which is in like your final semester, typically your final semester
Mhm.
of college. Some call it like your portfolio or whatever.
Right.
And that it like the entire class is mine was professional practices, so it teaches you how to be an artist. It's like, so some of it, a lot of it, we had to do a lot of speeches, so it like taught us to like come up with presentations,
Public speaking and everything. Yeah, that's good.
you have to speak to people, because we had to do an artist talk at for at least 5 minutes at our shows.
Yeah.
So we had our solo exhibits. We built a body of work. A lot of people were like already working on it, like in their like last couple of semesters. So like when I was like not near my show, like some of my classmates were always like, my show is about this theme, so this painting it fits into it this way. And they didn't tell us. They should have like told you like your first semester, like when you do wash, to like start thinking about it, start planning it, because it's really daunting and it's really hard.
Yeah.
And I felt, again, a little like a fake artist because I didn't have a consistent theme. I didn't have like a story or a body of work that looked coherent.
Yep.
Necessarily.
I understand. Yeah.
Because I just did so many different media. Most of us in professional practices were studio majors, and then a couple photography.
Yep.
Because the significance of the art school, I think it was mostly animation, almost as much graphic design, but not as much. And then the last little bit is studio, and then the tiny slivers like photography.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah. So, that class, we had like lectures on like how to do taxes as an artist. If you want to find gallery representation, if you want to like have a gallery, be like, we'll promote you, we'll do all the work for you, you'll have a show, you just have to meet these, you just have to have the body of work for a show this number of years, talk this many number of times. I've looked into residencies, things like that. So there's a lot of things, there's a lot of options that you can do as an artist.
So are we trying to have another one sometime soon, or in some kind of near future?
Another what?
Like a exhibit or kind of like a gallery kind of thing?
Ooh,
there are some around here in downtown that can probably help you out.
Yeah, I've been with Epiphany Gallery.
Yeah.
Once last year, in 25, I think. I believe it. I believe it was like early 25. And then that was when I just started making jewelry again, or I done a little dabbling throughout my childhood and adolescence. And
I actually saw some things on your. There's a picture of an earring, a green earring. Is that something that you made?
Yeah, I don't have enough of my jewelry posted, which is interesting.
And
my specialty is
and like a green necklace thing. Let's see.
You'd have to show me.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, that's.
Did you make that?
That's real old. Yep.
That's nice.
Thanks. Those earrings. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like some of like the first like dabbling.
Cool.
And like my whole shtick is like, I like grew up like with some of the beads because like it got passed down to me from like my mother and my sister. And then I like to like look at thrift stores and buy stuff, and then I like built my collection like slowly over time, and then like I did jewelry like every now and then.
Yeah.
And then when I started with beads, and it was actually because I made like a pentacle, like a star necklace, around like a jump ring. So I like threaded beads on wire and then like wrapped it around.
Cool.
And then I had a little obsession with those. I made a bunch for friends, and then I was very excited to do jewelry after college. Took me a while to get into it.
Yeah.
I started with bracelets because they were really easy to just
Yeah.
crank out while watching something. And then when I started, I think I did some earrings after that. I did a lot of things with stretchy string, which
Oh, cool.
metal is the way to go for sure, for durability, for everything.
Yeah.
So I've definitely learned a lot from the process. And then once I started making glasses chains, that was like a lot part of the shtick.
Oh yeah, I've seen you all the time with those.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, my very first set, which I have an updated version because the original broke.
Mm.
At some point, stretchy string.
Yep.
You learn your lesson. But by then I'd made others and found like my style and like how to work with things.
Yep.
And so like all of my beads come from different places, different origins. Sometimes they're vintage.
Oh, cool.
I go to like small bead shops.
I used to make hemp necklaces when I was like 16 to like 18 or something, like crazy. I used to in high school. If it was like literally like my whole neck was like necklaces. As you can kind of tell, right? Like I'm very into the accessories.
Yeah.
Anything to distract from this thing.
That was me.
But
That
yeah,
was
like
me as a
it was
kid.
like that was my thing. Like always with the bracelets, like crazy, and like all these, and I would make them myself too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not very special beads. They were just from like Michael's or Joann's or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, how I met you was because you come here as a regular at the Be Hippie Hemp Dispensary. Shout out. You know, doing these events and whatnot. You said, "Hey, I like to do a puff and paint kind of thing," and I was like, "Well, hell yeah!" Because at that time I was like, "Yeah, we need ideas for other stuff too."
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a great event. And yeah, that's kind of where I first saw that. Like, you're a really great teacher because like it was really relaxed. People kind of showed up to and they were like, "I'm not really an artist," and you're like, "Yeah, you are."
Yeah.
And like within like 10 minutes, they're like making something beautiful, and they're like, "Oh wow, look at this!" Yeah.
It takes some convincing
Yeah.
because that's really like the main part of it sometimes, and that's like what's so similar between like kids and adults is because especially because kids are really perfectionists.
Yeah.
They want it to look like what they envision what it is. And then when it's not, it's upsetting, or a lot of the times it like stresses out from like you don't even start because like
That makes sense.
being precious and you don't want to mess up, or you'd have to like start over, or like I don't know what to do, I don't know how to start, I don't know what I'm doing. It's like, and now that's like a good part of my job sometimes is like not with that attitude you can't.
Yeah.
It's like, can you do it for me? No, I'm going to show you how to do it.
Yeah.
You can do it yourself.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you're going to learn. And then you just like break it down.
Yeah.
And it's like, just put color on canvas, just do a line, make a line, make something.
It was so great, and I love it how sometimes you're here just doing it on your own while you're watching the music acts over here. And there was one we had Haley Marie, where you were doing your puff and paint during her show, and I didn't know this about her, but she has an art background, or I went to school for, and she was like, "This is my favorite thing ever." Like people are painting while like they're watching me. She was like, "This is the greatest night ever."
That was the first time we did it on a weeknight
during a
or
show,
a weekend night during a show,
during a Tiny Say session, yeah.
And she was so enthusiastic.
Yeah, it was. I was like, "Oh, wow, what a lucky match for that one," because he was like, "This is the best night ever." Like, oh my god. And we're not the only hemp dispensary that you've done your puff and paints. You've gone to the Dallas Hemp Company. Is it the Dallas Hemp Company?
Dallas Hemp Co.
Right off 78 as you get into White Rock Lake.
Started there.
Oh, that was where you started?
Yep.
Okay,
that was
cool.
where I started. That's their like official puff and paint, which is, I don't know if it's like, I like more of a trademark name?
Might
Or
be.
is
I
this
don't
kind of
know.
like
Yeah,
a-
I don't know
But
what we
I
called it
see-
over here.
I see ads sometimes
Yeah.
that have like one extra added word, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know.
It's kind of like painting with a twist now. It's probably
Yeah.
like a copyrighted thing, but people kind of use that as like
Probably, yeah.
as a sort of explanation for the
There's
thing.
there's the cannabis highlight, which
The
is
that's right. It
yeah,
was the Canavest.
Canavest.
Yeah, because we were trying to think of a name that wasn't puffin
Yeah.
paint. That's right.
Yeah.
Canavest. Yeah.
canvas and
Yeah.
the obvious.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier how you wanted to kind of mention how hemp was a sort of creative outlet for a tool, right?
Yeah, it was actually the first. I feel like none of my family members are allowed to tattle on me.
It's
Don't
only on
tell
YouTube.
them.
That's all.
I don't think any of my
Eh,
family, but you never know.
it's okay though. You're representing them well, I think. Don't worry.
But it was actually because I've been coming to downtown Garland like since I graduated college. Like friends and
years
I would
ago.
come around to Roslyn's down on the square.
Yep.
We'd go around to the vintage shop next door, to Froxy,
Boogie Nights.
and the Boogie
Yeah.
Nights, and then that's the Wiseman connection. I didn't know it was two separate stores. I thought it was one store, and that they just had their themes separated down the middle. Two separate stores in one space. I had no idea.
Interesting.
I was like, well, compliments to you. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And like, it was the first time I bought a pre-roll was here.
Hey,
And I,
first pre-roll ever? Like
'Cause
first time experiencing hemp ever?
no.
Okay.
I'd started with just edibles
Mm.
in my friend got me into it. I think it was like sort of like my last 2 years of school.
Yep.
And then I had like pens before that.
Mhm.
But this was like first with like
Like flower.
flower. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. And then I think that was like really what unlocked the creativity. Because graduating from college, I was coming from like a bad place and trying to like get to a better one. And then there's the art block after college. And this is like one of the reasons like, and I had people like throughout school tell me, I was like, just keep making stuff. Just don't stop making. Because
Just
like
keep getting
a lot
busy.
of, because people get their art degrees and then just stop making stuff.
Yeah.
They just stop making art. And then like even like exploring going to grad schools.
Oh, it's just like an
yeah.
athlete. It's like almost exactly the same.
Masters of Fine Arts is one of the most populated. Like a lot more people have a Masters of Fine Arts and then often don't do things with it because like going to grad school immediately after bachelor's is like you kind of avoid the real world.
Sure, and
a
then
little
life
bit.
happens, and then you have
Yeah.
to choose. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So
That's
like,
why I say it's just like an athlete. Like I used to coach soccer, and like from 18 till 25 or something. But when they're getting around that age, like 21, 22, like they really want to do something bigger with it. But like I always tell them at a certain point, like life's gonna start doing this, and then you're gonna have to start choosing or like really changing your lifestyle where you got to work out at 5 a.m. instead of at 10, or
Right.
whatever.
yeah.
That's interesting though.
So that was like the best advice I like got from a professor.
So did you kind of just keep creating even though you
Yes.
had this kind of like art block?
It was hard, 'cause like part of it is like you don't have that drive anymore. You don't have it has to kind of have certain guidelines, even when you got like really vague, which frustrated me because I like towards the end of college, they're like, this project kind of include this element, but do what you want. And I'm like, no, I need
No, yeah.
I need something.
That would
I
get
need
me stressed
a
out, too.
jumping off point. I
Yeah.
need something.
Yeah.
And like not having a deadline, not having to finish an oil painting in a month, or a month or two when like I was more leisurely in high school,
Yeah.
and then like is like infinite time, unemployed,
Yeah.
and then
You're off your rhythm, yeah.
so smoking flower, smoking hemp, and then
So you kind of like stepped away from it ish a little bit for this time period before you started coming here?
I went from pens to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then here did this kind of spark your creativity again
So
from here?
exactly.
Because I asked because I was. That's kind of why I started coming here too. Just coincidentally, I was
Mhm.
also in a pretty bad place, and I was trying to get out of it, and this kind of helped me as well. So
Yeah.
that's kind of interesting.
So it was like, because I didn't know how to experiment. That was something that I like had on my wish list of like when I got out of school. Was I was very much have an idea, have a image or a reference, execute the idea,
Yeah.
and like being able to like any of the like exercises where it was free drawing, no thinking, were like really stressful.
Yeah.
And so like the experimenting with things and just going for it wasn't my style at all. And that like holds is like that perfectionism that holds you back, the like fear of messing up, when
Yeah.
it's better and it's easier, instead of being precious with it, instead of being precious with your time, to do it, be messy, and clean it up later.
Yeah.
Because like if you're trying to like be really clean and neat, obviously it applies to different things, but like when you're cutting you want it to be precise.
Mhm.
But when
Yeah.
you're when you're painting, you can and stuff, you can get away with more organic shapes, more organic lines, softer things. You can do a lot more like than you think you can. Like preciousness of starting over or starting something from scratch, and then like you're gonna hate it for majority of the process.
Yeah.
It's not until like the near the end or like when you're about to start adding details that you're like, okay, I see something now.
Yeah.
I see the potential. I like it now. Because like, and it's the frustration, the like want to start over, and I try and tell my kiddos is like, don't throw your old art away, because you'll want to see it at some point, or you can even like use it again, and if you hate it, you can paint over it.
Yeah.
Is that like, it's not that big of a deal
Right.
to like take the stress out of it, and that's what hemp did, was it helped take the stress out of it.
Yeah.
And I was more carefree listening to music or watching TV. And
Did you notice a sort of shift in what you were painting and like producing?
yeah, because
Yeah.
I was taking risks and I was becoming looser.
No.
And I think you can see that a little bit more in that transition after school, because I had very like clean, precise lines, and then I've gotten more abstracted, a little more loose, a lot more like variation of color. I would
we're
say,
looking through your stuff.
yeah, I
Mhm.
would say that my style in general is very collage-like, and I think that comes from like a lot of the graphic design, little
Yeah.
like photo editing, picture photography I did as a kid, like coming up, and that's why like multimedia is so great. And so like I discovered,
I love this one here. It's like your avatar.
oh yes, yes,
Is that
yes,
you?
yes. It wasn't meant to be a self-portrait. It was a first time doing multimedia with oil, because typically oil is very singular. You want to use it by itself. You can put oil over top of acrylic, so you can do like an underpainting. I was looking for that word earlier.
Yeah.
Underpainting. Well, you can do your underpainting, like your basic shadows and colors, and like acrylic, and then oil on top. But you can't put acrylic on top of oil; it'll crack because it's water based. It dries because the water evaporates. Oil oxidizes over time.
So
that's why it takes.
the shape the eyelashes and stuff, that's acrylic.
It's all oil.
It's all
Those are
okay,
oil.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I was just noticing the contrast, and like it looks like that was
Yeah.
would be drier than the
I
oil.
hadn't used acrylic with my oil since like
So that's awesome.
21 or something like that.
Do you still have that? I don't know why it just popped in my head, but you after one of your classes here,
Mhm.
we were cleaning up a table out there, and like a splash of water or something fell, and like it
Right.
made the shape of the raven, like, even with the eye and
Oh,
everything. Remember?
Yeah.
Do you still have that?
Probably somewhere.
Yeah, I gotta look
within
back
the
and see if I had that
depths.
summer, because I was like, how freaking cool
Yeah.
is that? Yeah, it was almost like your logo, but like in this shape of this
Mhm.
splash of water.
But yeah, but on.
Sorry, I
back
was
on-
just
No,
popped
no,
in my
no.
head.
So the project, I had like was looking for through my camera roll for like what to do, and it was a picture of like I've been given water activated UV reactive like black light eyeliner like makeup, and I like taken videos with like videos. I taken pictures like with the black light. So I use those as a reference, and this plus my like chroma portraits, which is like the like watercolor with like colored pencil and gouache, where there's like really like patches of unnatural like bright colors in the skin and like lines and like squiggles everywhere. That was one of like the first. Yep, that's one of them.
Yep.
So those are
This is also beautiful. Jeez.
that. Oh man,
How much for these?
off the top of my head.
Let's
Pricing-
talk. No,
yeah.
not on YouTube. We'll talk later.
But I did, so that was like my incentive to like, I got glow in the dark oil paint.
Yep.
And then I put,
Oh, cool.
it had to be multimedia, and I was like, well, that's still oil paint, so I need to use something else. So I did glitter and pearls. So that's for all of the BioGlow portraits, is oil. And then once I'm fully done with the oil portrait, I start adding the glow in the dark and the pearls and the glitter.
Nice. Yeah. Is that so? Are all these like in some room?
Those
Like-
are all. I think they're in the guest room right now, hanging
Yeah.
hanging on the wall. And in the dark,
They're like displayed so people can see them. They're not just like piled up somewhere.
no.
That's good.
Other things are. Other things definitely
Yeah.
are. Unfortunately,
Okay.
but might have some opportunities later this year. Might pitch a idea that I've had for a while, because those things can take time to set up. So
Sure.
be able to work on.
Well, if you ever want
Stuff
to
I've
bring
done.
them out here and slap a price on them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I need to come out here and do stuff again. Yeah, because we could do one where it's like a live, like everyone can like do their own thing, and then I'm like working on a painting live.
Well, I'm
Maybe do like a-
gonna ask Haley Marie to come back,
Yeah.
and I'm sure she would love it to be like officially like the
And,
the
like,
painting thing again.
in
'Cause
between-
she loved that.
Yeah, and, like in between
Yeah.
songs, do like a Q&A.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
I'm sure people have questions about like techniques and like different stuff.
Sure.
It's just I'm imagining like at the Ren Fair, the glass blowers,
Yeah.
how they'll do their demonstration, and then you can
Yeah,
ask
we had that
questions.
here for a little bit too. Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah. Sure. So hopefully we can do that soon. And also more classes,
Yes.
just in general. I had a freaking question. It just popped out of my head. Shit, we're at an hour and a half already. Nice. So the immediate future. What are some plans right now? Just doing more of these puffin paints for the Dallas Hemp Company, or
Mm-hmm.
kind of.
Yeah.
Do you want to expand to other hemp dispensaries, or just other
There's-
classes in general that are just kind of more for the adults or whatever?
Yeah, I did. I did a watercolor class at Epiphany Gallery last summer. So that was like adults, and they had like wine. That was
Nice.
really nice. And then this is like, or like Dallas Hemp Company is like where I started with
Mhm.
adults. So that was the same semester. It was like right after I graduated college.
Yeah.
The same semester that I started my being a teacher full time. So it was like the three of them combined, and then getting back into my own art and learning myself that it's not that serious,
Mhm.
and that you just have to go for it. And so like once I learned that lesson,
Yep.
that was like when it set me into like teacher mode. Is like now I can know how to teach others how to let go and how to actually do it.
Good.
To like we're not quite we're not court painters anymore.
Yeah.
Is that you don't have to be like hired or specifically like trained to do it.
You can let the art flow a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's even if it's just an outlet, even if it's just creative for you.
Are
You
you
hate it.
thinking about kind of like new directions that you haven't even tried yet? Like maybe a different medium even? Like to kind of challenge yourself, like, maybe I haven't tried this yet, but because you have the knowledge, it seems, for
Yeah.
whatever.
Definitely trying to get like into music would be
Yeah.
great again. Finish something writing, like get something like published.
Like a book.
Mhm.
Yep.
I have, because obviously I have a different fiction series that I'm working on. My first book. Someday I will need to rewrite, because at my last rereads, when I was like explaining the entire plot to my roommate at one point, I was like reading some of the writing. I was like, oh,
Whoops.
this is great. But because I did so much academic writing in college, like getting into the fiction has been hard.
Yeah.
But audiobooks
There you go. Yeah.
have helped change that
Yep.
a lot.
Nice.
But yeah.
So cool. Some music and some more
like
writing.
to do some music, like to do more writing. Have a sort of an art book, but also combine it with like my songs, which can be read as poems and like maybe short stories.
Yeah.
Because like part of it is like even if I never get the chance to make music or like have anything like recorded, that it'd be out there somewhere somehow. And like that's the entire point of it.
Yeah. Well, you're sitting in a studio that you
I
can you
know.
can get whatever recorded
This-
whenever you want. So whenever you're ready.
I just need
Yeah.
yeah
Oh yeah.
to break that barrier.
Yeah.
Teach me.
This is where you get your creative reps in, as
Mhm.
Johnny Appleby likes to say. So yeah.
Do a guitar crash course.
Yeah, hopefully during one of our shows you can take a break from your painting and then get on the stage real quick. That'd be a fun open mic.
Yeah, that'd be great. Trying to get maybe into freelance modeling. See,
Nice.
being in front of the camera instead of behind.
Cool.
But I'd love to make more work, start getting like, now that I've finished, like really intentionally finished years old projects,
Mhm.
now I can start new things and not
Awesome.
just make stuff or examples for work and stuff. Because at one point, yeah, I was just making. I was like almost all of my stuff was for something else.
Yeah.
But I did want to tell my other origin story, where it was on my birthday that I walked into DHC,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Hey, you do birthday discounts?" It was in an area like I'd always I frequented,
Mhm.
and I'd like just saw the sign in passing. I was like,
Yeah.
"Hold on, what is in Coffee Land? What is that?
Yeah.
And is that legal?" And then I dropped in and I was like, got birthday discounts? And hey, you ever worked with artists before? Just like on the offhand chance. And then they're like, yeah, actually, we need a new instructor for our puff and paint.
Nice.
And so I started November of 24, and I've done that since.
Hey.
And now we do it every other Thursday instead of just once a
Nice.
month.
All right.
So it's a really nice place to.
Yeah, not to promote a different hemp dispensary, but yeah, go check it out just for Raven. That's it. Don't get the flower there.
I did the same. I did the
Get
same
it
thing
here
there.
first, and then go do some art.
I did the same thing. I equalize it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Sure, love because the Dallas Garland. DFW
No, they're
area
cool.
is so great.
I've been there too.
Yeah.
Many times. I used to live not too far from there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I've thought about like a couple, like one of the like my other like more frequented smoke shops because they have a really large space.
I like how they have brunch there sometimes. With some good food
Yeah,
too. Like
yeah.
not just like a tray of eggs or whatever.
Yeah, and you can the sauces are infused.
No. Oh.
You can add however much you want.
Shit.
I shouldn't have told you
I
that.
kind of want to say I want to go, but I can't say that because I'm wearing big hippie stuff. Well, I want to have that here, not for nothing. I want to find some kind of like some kind of a caterer or like a breakfast type or brunchy kind of food truck somewhere that can come here like on a frequent Sunday. Someday. But also, I wanted to ask you while you're here, April 17th through the 20th announcement. Boom, boom, boom. Is the second annual We Are All One Be Love Festival here.
Right.
So it's on the 17th through the 20th. That's a Friday through Monday. Because
Okay.
the 20th is the big day, and that's a Monday. Happens to fall, but big deal. It's okay for us. But I think I've shown you this too. As on the right side of the building, as you're kind of going to the back, we have like this blank square that it's almost like a canvas waiting to be painted.
Yes.
And all around downtown Garland, if you haven't been here, if you walk around, there are several murals around that have been done by I don't know what artists, but some really beautiful ones. And it'd be kind of cool to have one over here as well. And we're at the corner of Seventh and Main, so it's a pretty major
Yeah.
intersection. Yeah, if you would like, I'm asking several artists. I'm hoping we have like a bunch of people contribute to it. But as
Cool,
long as Johnny Appleweed's cool with it and can provide the supplies,
Right.
hopefully it'd be like an honor for you to kind of be involved in that. And I want it to happen during that festival. So
Yeah.
like the music's happening, and then you guys are working on that mural little by little. Each of you can have little times,
Uh-huh.
like set time, just like the artists have a set time. You can be there for your own hour or work together, whatever.
Mhm.
We can figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just kind of wanted to put that out in the universe.
Yeah.
That hopefully Johnny Appleweed's cool with it too. I haven't told him yet.
Right.
Yeah.
The ask for forgiveness
But-
instead of permission.
Well, he's the way he is, he'd probably be cool with
Yeah.
it. I wouldn't
Yeah.
see him
Oh,
having too much of a
that's just
problem
at
with
the
that.
place.
Yeah.
Add some, because then it's also like another element of the community, which is like
Yeah.
one of the parts that's best about this, about Be Hippie, about the Tiny Stage,
Yeah.
is you discover so much music. You discover so much good music, good artists, local genres that you didn't think that you would enjoy.
Yep.
But you're like, okay, when it's in this context, I kind of like it because it's different from like obviously it was like commercialized or was popular,
No.
and that's like you just meet really cool people. You can like you sit out here and you'll have a conversation with a bunch of strangers every
Yeah.
time, and
Yeah.
every time is a good time.
Yeah. So we're
You-
gonna
you make temporary friends every time.
right and yeah, like I said, you listen to some amazing music. Where for me, not for nothing, that's all I listen to is local artists now. Like I don't listen to the radio anymore, or like popular music.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so look forward to that. April 17th through the 20th, right here at the Be Hippie / Tiny Stage. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I was trying to keep it within an hour, but you know
We're-
me, we're talkers.
We've just known each other for so long.
Yeah. And it was so cool to learn. I
Yeah.
didn't know so much about your backstory and everything, and how you're like an art in like just like an athlete,
Yeah.
kind of like in college. It's
Mhm.
kind of how I grew up with like soccer stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
Yeah.
seeing your passion for teaching, but also your art. Like honestly, if I had some money, I would throw it at you for some of these things.
I have some prints
someday.
for sure.
Yeah.
I got some prints. I need to actually start moving
Ooh,
them.
T-shirts.
I,
Have you thought about like just having like just slapping it on a shirt?
I haven't.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this.
We have another plan.
Here we go. All right.
And then we could sell them at special ones at the events.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe
and then
maybe do a little charity thing.
exactly.
Proceeds.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
All right.
Honored to be here.
Oh, and actually, I want to ask you one last question that I always ask every artist.
Okay.
If you can look at the screen and pretend like you're talking to another visual artist that wants to progress in their artistry, because you were talking about how like it's very very common, people have these masters and everything, and then they don't really do much with it. So it's kind of hard to, just like with sports, it's kind of hard to have that while life is happening.
Yeah.
So what would be your best advice for them?
I would say it's either, even for non-art people that don't consider themselves artists, that it's that like that worry of perfectionism, that worry of like you know how you want it to be, and you're never really gonna have the skill or the means to make exactly what your vision is. So you have to like eventually like let it go and like give yourself some grace. Make a lot of art. Make bad art. Make it bad on purpose, because then you'll get better on accident. Because you gotta drill. Once those things become like second nature, you just repeat them, and then eventually you'll find what you like to do. Try different mediums. Try things inspired by different artists. Take your own reference pictures. Trace your own pictures. Tracing does have a good place, useful place in art and context, and can just really give you like a starting point, because like you're gonna do all of the painting and all of the work later on. You're gonna have to change things about the piece, so yeah, I'd say not letting, because you're especially like people that find themselves really naturally creative and that like get a lot of like inspiration or motivation, is to like let it happen and just
And
do it.
Keep arting.
Yeah, keep arting. even in small amounts,
Yep.
if you can. Even in like what people consider like crafty ways instead of like a fine art.
Yeah.
Just having like a creative outlet, something like even like diamond painting, like that's like something creative. Then use like a puzzle, relaxing, stimulating, and that's like a point of part of the point of art is you're interacting with your subconscious, your conscious, your brain, how you see the world, what you see, what you think.
It lets you bring out a different part of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like who you are, which is why like I think that you can't separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
Is like because you put pieces of yourself, your beliefs, your the way you think about things into art, and then that like intent can't be separated from it.
Mm-hmm.
So like what was it? My favorite example is I like to hate on Picasso because he was not considered a great human, not a great human being.
Oh yeah.
There's like I can't remember what is the Tres Mademoiselles or something where the way that he painted the figures, like with like at the time, the way that he fragmented their bodies is like the distorting of the female figure, and he painted their faces like African tribal masks and like staring straight at the viewer, which at the time was still a little taboo or not as common. In the Renaissance, it was like they had to be like gazing off, like they couldn't make eye contact like with the viewer. And I almost lost it. Remind me.
Picasso, you're a Picasso hater.
And yes. And so that piece was because he got an STD and
was like blaming
it on women.
Jeez.
So it takes two to tango.
Another fun fact about
what's
Picasso.
the common denominator there?
Mm.
You. So it was like all women are vultures and temptresses, and so that's what that painting conveys as his feelings and was like how his thoughts. So
yeah, you can't escape the artist from the art.
No, yeah. I think
or the art from the artist.
So that's really what art is that like what you can't express with words or in conversation, you can see in art. Because that's one of the things that I say I kind of like think is that you can probably find out more about me from studying my art than from like a single conversation with me. Or like learning fun facts like what my favorite ice cream flavor is or whatnot.
No, that's a common theme. This is now Tiny Talk 22, and pretty much all of them that's how they talk about their art. Is that like I can communicate better through a song than actually talking to you. Yeah.
There's something about it that makes that connection of the emotions that you can't express or that you suppress, that they're coming out and that you're working through them. Yeah,
one artist here that was here. I think it was our last two on number 20. It was we had three. We had Gage Cornell, Maddie Wright, and Andromeda. But Gage Cornell kind of talked about that, how through music it lets you kind of expand your emotions like more than you normally could. So that like it's a sort of tool for that. So it's the same probably with your with visual art as well.
Music is healing, art is healing, like the frequencies even of instruments and the voice, and even how the paints react to air and everything, and how they react together, and then like the experience that you have with art, which was like part of the whole point of like the sublime movement, was this like, and like the color filled paintings where it's just one solid color and there's like one singular line of something else down the middle. Bart Newman, I think. I'm really bad with names. And the point of it was like you stand like at a certain distance and the color would just fill you and take over your vision. You couldn't see anything else. You'd have this feeling of sublime, of like awe, but also like horror, of like beauty, but also tension, of like and it's like really with compared with like human nature and like beauty of like really high or dark mountains of like it's dangerous but beautiful
Yeah.
things. If that like
Oof,
sublime.
that's interesting. Yeah. Now I'm gonna look at paintings in a whole different way now.
Yeah.
Because before I was just like, oh yeah, that's a nice painting,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't really like think about it so hard like that. But although I haven't had art classes in college, but
Right.
that was a
And
long ass time
the
ago.
single stripe of color was called a zip, and
Mm.
it was supposed to like you catch it out of the corner of your eye and it would ground you into reality.
Ooh, interesting.
Right.
All right, shoot. Yeah. So with that, let's we'll wrap up Tiny Talk number 22. What an art lesson we just had. No. Make sure you're following Raven Noir Art at Raven Noir Art. You see it right there on your screen.
Mm-hmm.
And you can catch her here at the Be Hippie at Tiny Stage also sometimes. And also regularly every other Thursday at the Dallas Hemp Company.
Mhm.
Right? Currently?
Yep.
And hopefully, in some galleries and hopefully selling some of your stuff because
Yep.
it's really beautiful.
I've got the QR code on the back of my business cards. I just need to put stuff in there.
All right.
I've got all the means to do it. I've got all the components. I just need to
Yep.
do the legwork.
That's it. Yep.
Yep.
And then let the art, as you say.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again. The next Tiny Talk, actually next week, we got a full week. St. Patrick's Day on the 17th, we're going to have my friend Austin, a.k.a. Jokes in the Old Folks Home, celebrating his new single called Irish Goodbye. It's an awesome song. I think it's out already or maybe coming out like pretty soon. And then on the 18th, we have the Grayson Wynn, Dallas Entertainment Award winner, Best Songwriter. On the 19th is Morgan Hawkins, Take Two. It was Take Two because our Wi-Fi was really bad during hers, and it was real choppy. And I was like, she deserves a better Tiny Talk than that one.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a little Take Two, and she's had some more songs that has come out since then. So it's gonna be another good Tiny Talk.
Yeah.
And then on the 20th, we're having our second visual artist, the American Clothing, another Dallas Entertainment Award nominee, over here, and we're gonna delve into his brain. If you don't know, American Clothing is AMERIKA. Or KON. His thing is he kind of upcycles thrift clothes. So he'll like get like I once gave him an old members only jacket and then he turned it into this crazy piece of art that I don't even like to wear because it's like beautiful. And this hat too. So yeah, you'll hear all about that. That's next week. So I guess we'll see you then. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, we'll see you. And don't forget to follow Raven Noir. You see it right there. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye, Raven.
Bye-bye. I feel like it implies that I was also a nominee for award, and I was definitely not.
Nah, it's okay. Shoot.
That was funny.
Someday. That was fun.
That was great. Yeah. We were just hanging out.